What is going on, Governors? Chisgule here, and today we are smashing our way through the Karak ceremony on hard difficulty. And, yeah, it's hard. If you like bleeding edge content and guides about how to smash every PvE objective that they can throw at us, you should totally like and subscribe because we are going to do that as soon as that content is released. We are sponsored by the makers of Rise of Civilizations, and we are excited to be here today. Karak Ceremony is one of my favorites because you get a ton of loot. Now, just to show you what that loot looks like at the very top of hard difficulty, we're talking about 7 legendary sculptures and 10 of the dazzling starlight sculptures, not to mention a not small amount of gems, experience, speed ups, and also resources. Feeling pretty good about that. Now, I just wanted to show you a couple stages of this ceremony, and in particular, I kind of want to see how far I can get all by myself. To do that, I've got a whole bunch of buffs going, and I just want to show you the commanders I'm going to use, and I'll do that, I think, by just sort of battling this level 73 Okwu, OKWU. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Anyways, we're going to battle this guy, show you how hard it is, and talk about the troops that I've brought. So let's get the battle rolling. We're going to attack first with my tank unit, then attack again with my cavalry, then attack again with my supporting unit. So I am bringing 3 units to this battle. The first is a rage tanking group involving Richard I. The second is a heavy DPS unit with Cao Cao and Minamoto. The third is Boudica with Joan of Arc, and they are operating as a buffing and debuffing unit, where Joan of Arc is giving the whole party buffs, and Boudica is reducing the attack and rage of my target. Right now, it looks like it's going pretty well. We've got a lot of skills put onto Minamoto and Cao Cao, so they're doing work, and you can see those damage numbers are pretty fierce. When you add on top of it the buffs that are going around, particularly from Joan of Arc for the rage regeneration, that means you're really cranking out the nukes, and this certainly is no exception. Now, what I think I'm going to do is park these units, and this is a tactic I would recommend to you, so that after the battle concludes, I can run them again, and you'll see that the action point cost will be less than trying to bring them out from my city. I think that's a battle I can win. I don't know, they're getting pretty weak here. Jeez, this thing is not easy. All right, we smashed it, and now we're going to summon the next level of difficulty, except there's not enough space around my city. There we go. Can't say I've seen that happen before. And we're going to try to do this. You can see here, actually, the action point cost savings is only 4 total. So I'm going to send my units back to town. We're going to refill the armies. That's not enough action point savings to be worth it to me. And then we're going to go smash this guy. Bada, boom. Now, theoretically, I could probably be a little more, I don't know, sophisticated in my doing this to get the timing of the attacks just right. I'm not worried about that at this stage. If I'm ever cutting it that close, I've got a different set of problems that we should go deal with. So, something that I would consider, if you have the capacity of troops, the volume of troops to actually pull this off, is to use this item over here, which is a basic army expansion. And this will increase the upper limit of your armies by 25% for the total troop count that you can bring. And this is very, very strong if you actually have enough troops to fill the armies. I actually think I do if I start bringing siege units into these armies. So I might pop that buff just to see how far we can get. And it's worth calling attention to the fact that you can pick this thing up in the VIP shop. Oh, no, not VIP. I meant the regular shop. There is one in the VIP shop, but that's way too expensive. Yes, you can pick this thing up in the regular shop, and that costs you a cool 2,000 gems. You probably can get it for a little bit less in one of the other shops if it happens to show up in the courier or mysterious merchant. In fact, I'm quite certain I've seen it there. All right, you can see the combats are getting harder. I mean, it's taken a while. And these are 3 large armies. All right, we're going to go battle a bit more, and we'll see if I can take out the boss for this difficulty. All right, time to summon. Whoa, level 80 elite. I mean, I think we could do it. I think we could do it. Yeah, let's find out, my friends. The elite tier is way harder. Can the rage tanking unit with Richard the First and Lohar do the job? Ready, set, go. All right, 1 unit in. Next unit in. Third unit is in. All armies are committed, and the damage to Lohar is insane. Look at how fast he's dropping. Now, something I've noticed with the Lohar Richard the First combination, especially in this event against in a longer fight, is that Lohar's health and the health of that army will kind of dip down, but then I'll cross a threshold where I start to out heal them, and they start to recover toward the end of the fight, and you can see that really cleanly in the battle report. I think we got this. Soloing the level 80 elite boss, no army expansion in use, just raw muscle, MBD. Worth mentioning, I've got the expertise skill on Boudica, the expertise skill on Joan of Arc, the expertise skill on Lohar, the expertise skill on Minamoto. Yeah, we're invested in these commanders, and they are delivering for me. I'm very happy with all of those investments, and I know people still are figuring out if Joan of Arc is still good. I promise you she is. She is a crucial part of what this unit is doing, and the extra 2 seconds on her buff from her expertise skill is essential, and I don't hate the extra DPS but from Saint doing damage instead of mitigating damage. So this is all looking pretty solid. I think we're going to get it. I think we're going to get it. These armies are hurting. Now, I think this means I could get all the way to level 90. I might be able to get to level 90 without an army expansion. I mean, we're going to try it, and we'll let you know how far we get. I also want to show you the loot that we get from this guy. Also, I want you to notice the experience. Check out how much experience we get from this. 31,000 experience, 27,000, 41.8 thousand experience. Yeah, that's awesome. Here's the rewards. Screenshot. Save that for later. I'll probably have a compilation of these either right now or at the end of the video of everything up to this point. Bada boom. Feeling really good about that. So it occurred to me that you might want to see this done without Richard the First. What if you don't have Richard the First and you got to do good old-fashioned rage tanking? You know what I'm talking about. The original VIP rock stars, Lohar Boudica. Can they do it? Can they rage tank at this level of difficulty? I don't know. Let's find out, right? Only one way. Here we go. Against an 83 on hard difficulty. I'm a little nervous. What's the worst that happens? We fail? Oh, there we go. So worst case, we fail the rally. In this case, what I've done to pair with Boudica instead is I'm using Kusunoki, and Kusunoki's got a nuking, or I guess it's now the skill tree, maxed out. And he's also got some talents that affect archers. So this is not a horrible alignment with what we're trying to do, but Lohar and Boudica are taking a pretty serious beating here. We're doing it. I think we got this. I think they'll survive, but it's obviously not as strong as Richard the First. But the fact that it is sort of working at all is, I mean, like, kind of impressive. It speaks to the power of the combo. And I'll point out that Boudica generates even more rage because on her primary skill, because of her, I guess, third skill, technically, it makes it so that when she uses an active skill, she gets an additional 100 rage. So they're really, like, machine gunning out the damage and the heals. And it works. It works. Like, you could get really far with this strategy, and I think it would be just fine. Now, Kusunoki happened to be my starting commander, but he also is an archer commander, which works really well. This is closer than I thought it would be. I mean, maybe the Lohar unit goes down, but a part of what I want to do here is just showcase for you, like, what these different commanders and what these different combinations could do. I would show you a CPO in this configuration, except that my CPO is just not strong enough to really illustrate it. I don't think he could hang. My CPO is 5222, I think. We'll get his expertise skill eventually, but I'm not in a rush for that. I mean, we did it. We did it. Rage tanking. Victory. More to come. We're going to take out. All right, we're back, and we've summoned the level 90 elite, but there's a problem. Oh, there's a problem. He's outside of our flags. Why does that matter? You probably have already seen that there is Alliance technology that increases the amount of damage that you deal when you are inside of your flags. So if my troops leave our flag coverage, I'm going to do at least 8% less damage, probably more than that. And that is going to make this even harder than it already was going to be. And it was going to be really close. Like really, really close. I've been watching this guy for like 10 minutes, no kidding, and he's not coming into our territory. It's not happening. So we're gonna have to battle him off turf. Or maybe he'll walk up. We've assembled a fourth army. It's the leftovers. Isn't there a movie like that? Is that title? We've got the leftovers here, and it's like siege units, basically. And, a bunch of other random stuff. So, yep, he's not coming. He's not coming into our territory. We're doing it. We're doing it. Now, there's a couple other strategies I've seen that you could use for something like this. One is basically where you cycle different armies in and out. And so I could have like 2 armies doing damage. I could send my cavalry back home and then bring them back out fully refreshed. That might be something that I do, honestly. We'll sort of see how it's going and then make a decision. I think that our Lohar unit is going to get completely obliterated, and I'd rather spend the 50 action points at the start of the fight to have an extra army there than to have to do that whole shuttle approach. I think that's the better play. So we're going to do it. We're going to send all 4 armies. We're actually going to send them from the start. And, I mean, I think we're going to smash this guy. But if we don't, it's going to be so embarrassing. Oh, it's going to be so embarrassing. Go armies. I tried to get them all close-ish together to make it so that we've got a unified hit. I don't know, man. I'm pretty anxious about this. I'm pretty anxious. Dude, Lohar's dropping so fast. Look at this thing. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Our tank unit is not doing well. Now, we know that at the start of the fight, a rage tanking unit doesn't do so hot because they've got to get that rage generation engine going. Look at that. Look at that rage rolling now. All right, so the question is, can we sustain the damage? Can we sustain the damage? I think we actually might make it through level 90. I don't think I'm going to even have to send the cavalry back. Here's the problem if I send the cavalry back. Cao Cao is doing a 40% damage reduction to the enemy right now, so if he leaves, oh my gosh, we're just going to get smashed so hard. No, we're all in. We just have to pray. Hope and pray. We even have T3 cavalry. Or not cavalry, siege units in this battle. I think we've got it. Now, do I think it's actually worth bringing 4 armies? That's debatable. For this boss tier, it's kind of an okay proposition because it gives so much experience. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to get a lot of experience on my commanders. Unless my Lohar unit actually dies, in which case they're not going to get experience for the battle, I think. So, we'll see. We'll see. Overall, a part of why I'm showing the whole fight here is just to kind of showcase how it goes. I think we're going to get this. And if it had been in our flags, it would have been even better. After this, I'm going to start rallying. I think I've done my job. I got to level 90. I've been a good citizen. We'll probably cut once this battle finishes to the point where we can rally the level 100 and see how hard it is. I think it'll be pretty beatable for us. I think we got it. We stabilized, sort of, with our rage tanking unit. With, like, the skin of our teeth left. Whew. Now, I don't think the experience goes up for the bosses, so we'll take a look here. Yeah, it's about the same as we got the last round of bosses, but hey, I mean, a lot of experience all the way around, and the rewards, not bad. Screenshot. Cool. All right. We'll see you for a level 100. All right, the rally is set. Level 100 Elite. We're going to take this thing out on hard mode, and I just wanted to give you a few additional tips while we're waiting for this rally to count down. And the first of which is that the majority of the folks that are attending this rally are also launching rallies of their own now, and we're basically trading off attending each other's rallies. So I've got 3 armies floating around, and a little bit of, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, just makes a lot of sense. If you can get 2 other people that you can support each other's rallies, it can go really fast and you can get really far. And once you kind of get 1 or 2 other people supporting you, it's easy to get 1 or 2 randoms to join in for the fun. And I think that's a pretty good system for knocking this thing out. Now, if you're having a little bit of difficulty or your rally has low attendance, but you want to launch the attack anyways, there's a couple things you can do. And as long as you've got 1 or 2 army slots open, you can send your own armies as individuals to go and attack. And yes, it costs you more action points, but it's better than the rally failing. Another trick you can do, and there was a barbarian here earlier that would have been perfect for this, as it's all the way down here. Something you can do is you can use a commander like Joan of Arc that has an area of effect buff. And let's say this level 100 happened to be next to the barbarian. You could send your Joan of Arc to battle the barbarian. You could put a relatively low number of troops, so she'll be there a while. And you could use that as a way of buffing your rally, even though they're not attacking the Karak ceremony boss. Kind of interesting, right? In addition, you can see here that I've picked up a Rune of Fury, which is from the Temple Guardians, offering 10% troop attack. I've also got the 12-hour buff, offering 5% additional attack. So we got a lot of stuff going that should make my job a whole heck of a lot easier and reduces the burden of the rally. And honestly, if you were the rally leader, you definitely should be using tokens such as that 5% buff to either damage or I think it's defense, because ultimately that means less injured troops and less resources spent by everyone in attendance. So at this point, we are moments away from having this thing kick off. I'm super pumped about this. You'll notice we're within our alliance flags, so we're going to get all those bonuses. And I think this is going to honestly be really easy. You do not need a particularly large rally, I suppose, when you have 100% barbarian damage. Is barbarian damage worth it? And is leveling up commanders that are really good for the PvE content, is that worth it? Yeah, I think so. How worth it is it? Well, let's get a look at the kind of nukes you might expect to see from a rally with, well, it started with 925,000. Here we go. Here comes the boom. 42,000? Did that just happen? Oh my goodness. 41K twice in a row. Yeah, that's real. That's real. So I'm pretty psyched that we have completed Karak Ceremony, hard mode, level 100. I think with the strategy we're running, the nightmare mode is going to be totally doable. I'll have to start rallying sooner. I might have to pop the army expansion to get as far as I did, but I think it's going to be very doable. Investing in commanders that are good in PvE is advisable and strong, honestly. I feel very, very good about these investments. And a lot of these commanders happen to be good in PvP as well, so there is a dual purpose. So my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. We've got a whole playlist of videos about the Karak ceremony, so check that out if you're looking for any of the other difficulties or tips, tricks, the whole 9 yards. I hope you found this helpful, and until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.